Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and depending when you're going to be seeing this video. It's your brother, your boy, Cos Reps Corner. Like I always tell you guys, it's my corner, it's your corner, and it's a corner.
I don't wanna fall in love, I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love.
Now I see the reason why some persons will always tell you that before you leave your home, try to pray. For me as a person, there is no day I will leave my home without doing at least the sign of the cross. As a Catholic, I was taught that the sign of the cross protects us from anything evil, and no matter what, I must do it. What am I trying to say? 44 years ago, something happened. That was in 1977, if I'm not mistaken. A man was just coming and taking a walk around his vicinity, and two twins, young twins who were about 16, 17 years as at then, accused a black man of doing them rough. I don't want to say it because of social media content creation guidelines. As if that was not enough, the police around that region that time arrested several men, and only this man was picked, was selected. When they even asked the young ladies, are you sure that this is the man? They confirmed that yes, because all black men are the same. You know, as at then, black and white, we were not missing as at then. It was a very difficult condition for black. Even to date, it still happens. I have been abused where I work. You understand? But what I'm trying to say is that we have come over the years to learn that this is normal, and we are trying to make it normal. But no, it is not normal. You are supposed to fight for your right, mainly when you are legally staying in that country. Do you understand? So, to cut the long story short, they accused him and he was sentenced to 100 years imprisonment without parole or any form of bail. 43 years later, the thing dawned on him that yes, he was innocent, dawned on the court that he was innocent, that he was wrongly jailed. And the next year, which make it 44 years in prison, he was freed. Do you know the most painful part? Why I am calling these two twins of doom? Do you know why I call them that? Because what they did to this man took almost half of his life. I don't know how old he will be now, but imagine somebody who has spent 44 years in prison. How many years was he when he was arrested? Do you know the most, like I said, you know the most painful part in all these things? The two twins felt no remorse. No, let me not be the one that will say it. Let me not talk it. Let me not be the one that will tell you. Let me allow you hear it from the horse's mouth. Okay? I will say that I want to thank you for always watching my content. I want to appreciate you for your love and the care. For those of us who have not subscribed or followed us on our social media platform, please, I beg you, subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share so that we can move this ministry to a permanent side. The coming next time to see me on your screen, guys, I leave us with this video of how a man spent 44 years in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Please give me your comment, reaction, opinion in the comment section after watching this video.
Guilty of... And Vincent Simmons has been sitting for 43 years in prison as an innocent man.
After spending 44 years wrongfully imprisoned, a man has finally won back his freedom. But the women who put him there show absolutely no remorse. Back in 1977, Vincent Simmons was just taking a walk through a park when police arrested him out of nowhere. He was taken, along with 6 other men, for a lineup. Simmons was the only one in handcuffs, and tragically, he was the one the girls picked. Turns out, 2 14-year-old white twins, Karen and Sharon Sanders, had claimed that 2 weeks earlier, a black man had assaulted them on a remote back road. They said they met a black man at a bar while hanging out with their cousin, Keith Laborde, and offered him a ride. They claimed that after getting into the car, the man pulled a knife, forced them into the trunk, and then attacked them. When police asked the twins to describe the man's appearance, they couldn't give any real details. Instead, they said, all black men look the same. Simmons was dragged into an interrogation room where he was brutally assaulted. Still in handcuffs, he was shoved to the ground and kicked in the head by detectives. When he tried to stand up, Deputy Robert Laborde shot him in the chest, missing his heart by just inches. At trial, despite there being no fingerprints, no DNA, and despite Simmons having an alibi backed by multiple witnesses, he was still found guilty. The jury dismissed all of his witnesses just because they had minor infractions like littering, parking tickets, or disorderly conduct. In the end, Simmons was sentenced to 100 years in prison with no chance of parole. While locked up, Simmons never stopped fighting to prove his innocence. Starting in 1977, he filed motion after motion asking to see evidence related to his case, but every request was denied. It wasn't until 1993, 16 years later, that he finally got copies of the hidden documents. Those files revealed shocking facts. Medical reports showed Sharon Sanders' hymen was intact, and neither of the twins had any bruises or signs of physical assault. The real story? The twins lied, trying to cover up inappropriate behavior with their cousin. Finally, in 2022, at 70 years old, Vincent Simmons walked free. No apology, no compensation. Only his lawyer, Justin Bonus, gripping his hand and telling him,
Free, man. You free, brother. You free. You done.
Meanwhile, the people responsible for stealing nearly half a century of his life said,
we still have our anxiety, we still have our depressions, we still have our fears.
A 25-year-old man lost 44 years of his life because of a stranger's lie. Should the cops, the judge, the jury, and those twin sisters be held accountable for ruining his life? Tell us what you think in the comments.